So the Adaptable Blotter has many different filter functions. It has column filters, system filters, user filters. And we've recently introduced a concept called quick filters, which is essentially an expanded version of this quite common filter bar that you generally see in data grids underneath the column. We're using the AG Grid in this demo, so we're taking advantage of the AG Grid's excellent floating filter form and have added a few new features itself. So first of all, how do you get this filter? Well, that's simply in AG Grid a question of setting two options. Number one, you need to have enable filter set to true, and then you also need floating filter to be set to true, and then automatically any column which is filterable, so in this case desk isn't, will automatically have this bar, and then we've added a few features. So how does the quick filter work? Well, the most basic case obviously is if you just want to see a value. So if I type in 0.2, I can see anything that's 0.2. If we look at the filter, it's bit off a spread equals 0.2, or as we say, equals 0.2. So that's a very simple filter. What happens if you want to do something more complicated? Well, again, we allow that. So for instance, most of the most common operators will be understood. So you could do, for instance, greater than 100, or you could do less than 100. You could even do a between, so you can say you want to see anything between 50 and 200. There we are, anything between 50 and 200. And all these things, they get translated, as you can see, into your normal filters. So you can see them here, you can see them there. If you move away and you come back, it keeps what you've done, but it makes it the placeholder, so that if you wanted to, you can then change it as you wish. So that's number columns. What happens if you want to do text columns? Well, again, there's the standard operators. So for instance, if I want to see anything that's CAD, and by default we ignore case, but you can in your properties choose to add case. Here we are, we just got a very simple equals CAD. Let's clear that. But you can also do wildcard. So for instance, we can say B star, and that will here give me any counterparty that starts with B. Or if we were to do B percentage, then it would be anyone which includes B. In this case, it's the same, but that would work. And again, you can have as many as you want. So we could have, the counterparties like that. We could have the change in year is greater than, say, 200. There isn't any. Let's make it 150. Then obviously, if you were to clear one, the other one would stay in place. Now we've got this one here, greater than 150, and this is the final thing we're going to show you. What happens if you like to use that filter again and again? Obviously it's there, and you can close, and it will always come back. Whenever you want to, you can reapply it, so you can do greater than 150 anytime you want. But if it's something you use regularly, you can turn this filter into what we call a user filter. So you just simply need to go into the filter bar, click on save. Let's give this a big name. We'll call it, I don't know, big change. And now if I clear my filters and I go back into my filter bar, you can now see big change exists, and I can filter it now whenever I want. And as well as that, it appears here, as we know. And in fact, you can also use that elsewhere in the system. So for instance, we can very quickly create a style condition to style a whole row. Let's just set the back color to be that color, where the column of change on year has the filter big change. There we are, style, change on year, big change, finish. And now anything which matches, as you can see here, greater than 150 will work. So there we are. Quick filters, a nice easy way to be able to choose exactly what you want to see. And again, you can also do greater than or equal, so you can do greater or equal to 0.1, and it will pick up both. If you just did greater than, then obviously you wouldn't see the 0.1s. Lots of other features involved, but that's the idea, a nice easy way for you to create your own filters on the fly, but also to save them for future use however you want to. Thanks for watching, and as always, please get in touch to find out more.